Now, you can see on our website that we have a lot of courses. What are you interested in doing?
Well, I don't want to publish anything. I just want to raise the standard of my own writing.
Yes, it depends on whether you want to, write creatively or for fun. We also have fiction writing. That includes writing children's stories.
Well, I work in an advertising agency, so I'd like to write better so that, I'd like my salary to rise.
Okay, so we can send you our brochure for business writing. And if you think it'll be right for you, then you can enroll.
Great. What happens after that?
Then we send you the course pack.
What does that contain?
You get some books that will help you with your writing skills, an audio course on CDs and instructional DVDs to watch, and some lesson texts to read.
Okay. What if I change my mind?
Well, you can send the materials back to us. You have 21 days to decide, and we'll refund your fees within that time.
Oh, that's quite good. I see. So the enrollment fee includes the course materials?
Yes, it does. For all our courses.
So are there different fees for different courses?
Yes, at the moment, your course is... Let me see. They've just raised the prices. It was £340, but I think it's £375 now. Yes, fees rose a month ago, I'm afraid, by 10%. Most of our courses are now between £300 and £400.
Okay, that's not bad. So who will teach me?
Well, before we decide that, you do your first written assignment. It's like a personal profile.
So I write about things like my background and where I was brought up?
No, it's the future we're interested in.
Oh, okay. So what I want to get from the course and how it will help me to achieve my ambitions?
That's right. We get a picture of who you are and your needs, and then we match you to a personal tutor who will teach you and work with you.
That's a good idea. And how do I get that to you?
Well, you send it in to us by post or through our website.
What about lessons?
There are 15 lessons altogether, and each one has an assignment.
And what sort of feedback will I get?
There's continuous online support, and part of that is a web-based facility for all the students on your programme to get together.
Oh, so we can share ideas and things?
That's right, with no need to go into a classroom or be tied to weekly schedules.
Okay. Thanks. I think that's all my questions.
Don't hesitate to call if you have any more.
Okay. Thanks. Bye.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the museum. There are a few points that you need to remember. So before you go in, I'll just run through them. Then you can all go off and have a good time. So, first of all, you've all paid and you all have a ticket that allows you to go anywhere in the museum and includes one trip to the 3D cinema. So you need to make sure that you put the ticket somewhere that is secure but easy to find. This is partly because you'll need to show it to our staff if you decide to go out at any time. There are 2 restaurants which are outdoors, for example, and anyone who does decide to go outside should go and come back through the grey gates. Please don't use the emergency exits unless there really is an emergency. Now, I'm afraid that if you want to take photographs, you have to purchase a permit at the entrance. We don't allow visitors to take photographs of anything in the museum unless they have a permit. If you'd like a picture of you and your friends at any time, just let us know. We have a number of professional photographers who'll take a photo for you. Another thing is that you must keep everything that belongs to you with you all the time. A lot of people will come to the museum during the day. You'll probably be here for most of the day yourselves, so don't lose your wallet. And make sure you don't leave your mobile phone anywhere. It's easily done, and we aren't responsible for any losses while you're here. As I mentioned earlier, you can go and see any of the films that are on in the 3D cinema. I'll tell you about those in a minute. There's also a schedule on the back of the museum guide. I suggest you get to the cinema entrance roughly 5 minutes early. It takes very little time to seat everyone, so you won't be waiting for the show to begin. Well, I think those are all the instructions I need to give you. Are there any? Okay, the films which are on today are being shown at different times. They're also about some amazing subjects. Let me tell you a little bit about them. The first one is called The Secrets of the Nile and starts in half an hour at 10 o'clock. It's a beautiful film and it tells the story of the journey that was made down the River Nile for the very first time, starting in the mountains of Ethiopia and passing through the Sudan and Egypt before reaching the Mediterranean Sea. You'll accompany the travellers as they explore some of Africa's truly amazing landscapes.
Sounds great.
The second film moves off land and into the sea. It's called Wild Ocean, and this one begins at 11:45. So you have some time to look round the museum first if you choose this title. In this film, you'll join the huge number of fish and other animals that live far down near the bottom of the sea. You'll see them search for food, migrate, and fight for survival. Dinosaurs Alive is the third film showing today. It starts at 1:45 p.m. and runs for just 30 minutes. This is a film for people who like special effects because there are plenty of them. Scientists now have a lot of evidence to show that some animals from the dinosaur family are still living on Earth. So in this film, you'll live with a new species of dinosaur that has been recreated using computers. Our final film today is simply titled Arabia. It starts at 2:30 and is a little longer than the others, but it's a really wonderful experience. You'll ride through the desert on a camel. You'll also dive among the treasures of the Red Sea, where you'll explore the ruins of an amazing lost city.
Sounds great. Yeah.
Well, these are all magical experiences, so I'll let you decide what you want to see. If anyone has any questions at all...
I'd like to talk about a holiday which I took in 2005. It's a holiday that I remember very well because we had such a fantastic time. I went with 3 other girls who are all friends of mine, and we still talk about this holiday today, even though it's so many years later. I mean, we're all married now. But we decided that we wanted to go away together. So we chose Egypt, which was absolutely, how can I say it? The Red Sea was so clear and so impressive. You can see everything. You know, it's not dirty like so many seas these days. And it has amazing sea life. The kind of creatures that you can only imagine in your dreams. It was funny, because usually I'm a person who is quite scared of things, and I didn't think I would put a mask on my face or go under the water. But I wanted to see the corals so much. It was such a colorful, wonderful experience that I just put the mask on, and then, wow! I couldn't believe all the shapes and types of fish. It was absolutely breathtaking. And what else did we do? Yes, we also went to see the ancient pyramids and the National Museum, which were all beautiful and also really impressive. I enjoyed this holiday so much because I had my best friends with me. I don't know if I'll ever have another holiday as memorable as this one.
So, Farhad, let's talk about your presentation. You've done a rough outline, so let's go over it, and then you can go away and write it all up.
Sure.
I asked you to choose a topic related to water, and you've chosen desalination, removing salt from seawater. Now, why did you choose that?
Well, I come from the United Arab Emirates, and we have the world's largest desalination plant.
Right, that's very relevant, and I think you should include that, your personal reasons at the start.
Say why I decided on this topic.
Yes, just give a sentence or two. That'll do.
Okay. I thought I should keep the introduction brief.
Yes, but you can say why you like the topic. It's a good choice of topic, very interesting, and then I can follow the introduction easily.
Okay.
Now let's go on to the historical background.
I want to make it clear that seawater purification isn't a new idea.
No, indeed, that's a good point to make.
So I'm going to describe some of the older methods from the past.
I got a bit lost reading your notes here.
Is it too long?
Well, I think the real problem is that the information isn't in any logical order.
I see. Well, it is just notes.
Well, you start in the 18th century, then move to the present day, then go back to the 20th century.
So it needs reorganizing.
Yes, that would help.
Okay, I'll make it clearer. What about the description of the process?
Yes, that looks pretty good to me. But we'll go over it in more detail in a moment.
Okay, I may need to cut it down.
Yes, definitely. It goes on for a long time and gets a bit technical.
Sure. Okay. After the process, I want to talk about the pros and cons of desalination, because that seems to be the big debate.
I totally agree. But you need to sort this section out.
Yes, it is a bit confusing.
I think you should present the main points one at a time.
Okay. What, the advantages and disadvantages?
Yes, and talk about each one individually.
Okay, rather than presenting them all together.
It's hard for your listeners to take in like that. It's all a bit unclear at the moment.
I see.
So, lastly, you conclude that we need to look for alternative ways to remove salt from seawater.
Well, yes. Do you think that's the wrong conclusion?
No, not at all. However, you should tell your audience exactly why you think this.
I will, in the previous section.
But you need to summarize the reasons again in the final part of your presentation.
Oh, I see. Right. I'll mention them briefly then.
Just a list will do. That'll make the conclusion a better length as well.
Okay. Thanks very much, Dr. Tyler.